Welcome back to another video on the High 3 cast, and today we're going to be looking at the coaches poll that came out not too long ago, kind of breaking it down for you guys, and then also looking at my preseason playoff picks. Obviously they're going to be terrible, but it's the preseason, you got to make some picks, you know how it goes. So anyway, we're going to take a look at this coaches poll here. Coming at number 25, we got the Boise State Broncos, the only Group of 5 team ranked, I believe, in the top 25. Could have a pretty solid year, good record. Maybe make a New Year's Six bowl, but those are all in the playoff now, so that won't happen. But could they sneak into the playoff potentially? If everything goes right for them, they got to go undefeated, of course, if they want to get into the playoffs. So it could be interesting there. Watch out for them. Gonna quick fire through some of these ones. Texas Tech, Big 12 team ranked here. Spent a lot of money on NIL. Well, that translates to the field, we'll see. We're at 23, BYU. Another Big 12 team. Had a solid year last year. Can they rebound off their success from last year? We'll see. These next two teams are tied for 21st, that being Texas A&M and Iowa State. Texas A&M, they always got to have them ranked in the top 25 in preseason. Just how it is, man. Gonna go 8-4 again, most likely, but no, I'm just playing. But we will see. They're looking a little bit better this year, maybe. Mac Elko, maybe we can get him going. And Iowa State, another solid Big 12 team. The Big 12 is so hard to predict. You have no idea. They kind of just ranked all these teams right here that are pretty good. They usually do pretty well in the Big 12, so we'll see there. Just hard, so probably the toughest conference to predict. Toughest power conference to predict, definitely. Arizona State last year went to the playoff, and they were ranked last in the preseason. So you never know with the Big 12. Especially speaking of the Big 12, number 20 Kansas State, another Big 12 team. So you got 4 Big 12 teams ranked here in the first 5 teams. So pretty much the coaches are saying we have no idea, basically. 19 at Indiana. The Hoosiers made it to the playoff last year. Great success. They were, some people calling out for an easy schedule, but at the end of the day, they were still a good team, and they put up a fight defensively against Notre Dame. Their offense didn't really show up that game, but it could come back stronger this year. We will see there. 18, we got Tennessee. The Volunteers lose their star quarterback, Nico Iamaleava. Who can they be able to replace him? Tennessee starting off 18, that's pretty low. So the coaches are kind of wary of Tennessee. Kind of had to scramble to get their starting quarterback. Kind of had to scramble to find a new starting quarterback. So it's going to be an interesting thing to watch there in Knoxville. 17, we got the Florida Gators. Really high ranking there. Really high ranking. The coaches are impressed with DJ Lagway, I'm assuming. Got him coming back in the starting role solidly. Can he repeat that same success he had off the bench last year? We will see. Florida could crash the playoff, but I don't know. I don't think I have him making it, but we're about to see my playoff rankings here in a minute. SMU at 16. ACC team. Got some guys coming back. Could be a team to watch there for sure. Ole Miss at 15. Ole Miss always going to be good. Lane Kiffin. They got him going. 9-10 win team always. Going to be right on the verge of the playoff. As always, we'll see though. Can they break through, pull off an upset? They'll get them to the playoff, but it's always a fringe playoff team. And 14 is Michigan. When I saw this, I was like, what in the world? I dug into it a little bit, and they got Bryce Underwood, I believe that's his name. 5-star quarterback coming in. So Michigan has a good quarterback now for the first time since J.J. McCarthy. So can Michigan get something offensively going? We always know the defense is going to be good for Michigan. It's just the offense is always the issue. They got a good quarterback, running backs and receiver. They all have decent running backs too. That receiving core, tight ends. Can they pull it all together? And the coaches are impressed with Michigan. We'll see if they're going to be able to make some noise in the Big Ten. And lastly, 13, South Carolina. South Carolina, the Gamecocks. Lenora Sellers coming into his junior year, looking better than ever. Potential Heisman candidate. Can he carry the Gamecocks to the playoff? Well, I'm kind of impressed with South Carolina. They got a tough schedule. They have a very tough schedule, but if they get 10 wins on that schedule, they're pretty much guaranteed in the playoff. So anyway, in the top 12 we go. These 12 teams will be in the playoff if it started today. Number 12, we got the Illinois Fighting Illini. Interesting spot there for them. Luke Altmaier coming back again somehow. Feels like he's 5th or 6th year now. Just experienced quarterback, experienced team in general, good coaching. Under Brett Bielema. But can Illinois make the playoff in that tough Big Ten? I doubt it, but you never know. 11, Arizona State out of the Big 12. They're ready for him this year. They got him at number 11. Of course, you lose Cam Scadaboo, but you still have Jordan Tyson. You still have Sam Levitt. This is still a very good team. They got Raleek Brown. He's a good running back behind Scadaboo. So can Arizona State repeat their success? I believe they can. Big 12 is wide open. Anybody could win, but can they make the playoff again? We'll see. Number 10, we got Miami, Carson Beck, and the Canes. This will be a big story to watch this year. Carson Beck, very popular quarterback. Transferred to Miami. Big NIL deal there. And he's going to be motivated. He's going to prove the haters wrong. I'd watch out for Miami this year. I really would. Number 9 is LSU. Garrett Nussmeier coming back. LSU, always a good team. Brian Kelly, good coach. Tigers, playing in a tough SEC schedule. It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting. LSU, they could be a top 5 team. They could be top 15. At the end of the year, I have no idea. I don't really know about this LSU team. They got a tough game 1 against Clemson. That kind of show how their season's gonna go, I think. At number 8, we got Alabama. LSU, Alabama. Alabama always going to be in the top 10 preseason, just how it is. You got Ty Simpson at quarterback, I believe. And Alabama, I think they're going to bounce back. I think Alabama's going to be a little bit better this year. We'll see if Alabama can make some noise in the SEC like they always do. At 7, we got Oregon. The Oregon Ducks. Always going to be a good team. Dan Lanning, great coach. Oregon, they got an easy schedule again as well, so you're definitely going to see them in the playoff again. Number 6, the Clemson Tigers, Cade Klubnik's last year. Clemson is looking scary this year. They're looking really scary. Their schedule, not too hard. So, watch out for Clemson. That's all I'll say. LSU Clemson, that's a game I want to see right there. Game 1. That's going to be a really great game. LSU at Clemson. Anyway, into the top 5 we go. At number 5, we got the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. Notre Dame at number 5. Might be a little bit too high, in my opinion, personally, but they did make it to the national championship last year, so they lose like Riley Leonard, all that stuff, but they're gonna have people to replace him. Notre Dame gonna be a good team, play on that independent schedule, which is easy, but you have some hard teams too, so. But Notre Dame most likely gonna make the playoff, probably. Just how it is, man. At number 4, we got Georgia. Georgia, the big questions to answer for Georgia this year. You got Gunnar Stockton at quarterback, I believe. So can he replicate Carson Beck's and Stetson Bennett's success at Georgia? I'm not sure, but it's going to be interesting to watch there. Georgia always going to be a good team as well. Kirby Smart, the best in the business. So can Gunnar Stockton lead the Bulldogs to the playoff? I think he will, but we'll see. Anyway, number 3, we got Penn State. James Franklin, Drew Aller. This team is always on the fringe of being a very, very great team, as James Franklin said himself. But some people are thinking that they're going to put the pieces together this year, and I agree. I think they're going to be a really solid team. Problem is they got at Ohio State. They just can't seem to beat Ohio State no matter what. They beat him that one year with Saquon Barkley and Trace McSorley and those guys, but I don't think they've beat him since then. So, can they beat Ohio State? That's the question. And speaking of Ohio State, they're at number 2. And of course, you guys know number 1, the Texas Longhorns. Ohio State and Texas play each other week 1. I mean, that's just 1 versus 2. Most likely going to be 1 and 2 in the AP poll as well. Everybody's high on Texas, man. Ohio State, the defending champs, at number 2. Usually the defending champs start off at 1. Texas, number 1, Arch Manning. Can they go into Ohio State and win week 1? Arch Manning's first ever start as 100% starter. I doubt it. And we'll see here in a second with my college football playoff predictions, preseason predictions here. So how the new seeding works is just every team that's ranked is where they go. So I think this is the best seeding possible right here, honestly. I think this playoff is going to be way better than last year's playoff. So anyway, number 1 seed I got is the Ohio State Buckeyes. I think they're going to go undefeated. They're beating Texas week 1. I mean, that's just... there's no way Texas wins that. I mean, they'll be insane if they won it. Ohio State, can they... I don't think they're as good as they were last year, though. I don't know. That's the question. They could be a little overrated. I don't know. I haven't kept up with Ohio State as much as I should have, but I got them coming at number 1. And then number 2, I got Clemson. Number 2, Clemson. I think Clemson is going to go undefeated. In that ACC, not quite as... It's a little bit harder this year, the ACC is. But still, it's still behind the SEC and Big Ten by a long shot. And I think if they go undefeated, I mean, people are gonna be saying, they're going back to the Dabo Swinney, Trevor Lawrence, those days, and they're gonna be glazing Clemson. They're gonna be glazing Clemson a little bit. They're gonna put them at number 2, undefeated. And number 3, I got Oregon. Kind of the same reason. Easiest schedule possible in the Big Ten. I mean, they don't play Ohio State, they don't play Penn State, and they don't play Michigan. They don't play any of those teams. I don't know how Oregon got away with that, but it needs to be investigated for real. But yeah, easy schedule for them. They could be number 2, honestly, or number 1 even again. I just didn't put them at number 1 because that's where they were last year, but they could be number 1 again, obviously. Honestly, I don't even know. Here, number 4, I got Texas here. I think the SEC kind of cannibalizes itself. You'll see that here in a second, to a certain extent, anyway. You'll see that here in a second. Texas probably goes 11-2, something like that. Just they got a really hard schedule. I mean, they got at Ohio State. They got at I don't know. I don't have their schedule pulled up. They got 2 hard road games on top of the Ohio State one, I think. I can't remember exactly which ones there are, but anyway, number 5, we got Penn State. James Franklin's team going to be playing the 12 seed, and honestly, they could get in the top 4, honestly. Just depends on if they beat Ohio State or not. If they beat Ohio State, it could be number 1 or 2, honestly. So we'll just see there. 6, we got Georgia. SEC kind of taking a beating there. Georgia could be even lower than that or higher up. It's just there's some questions with Georgia still right now. 7, we got Notre Dame. That easy schedule. Most likely going to go undefeated or 11-1. They're not going to put them too high because of that. They're going to penalize them a little bit. 7, they might be a little bit higher. They might be 5 or 6 or 4, something like that. But I'll put 7. Just made the most sense for me. And then number 8, we got Miami. Carson Beck. He's going to be balling up on some people. Going crazy. We got to see a college football game hosted at Hard Rock Stadium with Miami. It's going to be tough. And number 9, I think Arizona State sneaks in right here to the playoff. I mean, I was debating on putting a Big 12 team in the playoff. I was it was a toss-up. And I was I don't know, man. But if they go 11-1, they're obviously going to be at least in the top 10. So if they go 11-1, 10-2, it's going to be close if they make the playoff or not. But if they lose one game, or if they go undefeated, they'll probably be around 3 or 2 or 3, something like that. So I think it's a good spot. That could be Kansas State right there as well. Kansas State's a pretty good team, looking so we'll see there. Number 10, I got Alabama. I think this is where Alabama fits in right there. You could see them 10-2 right there. If they were going to be the 10th spot, they'd be 10-2. Losses to probably LSU and I don't even know who the other team would be. I don't think Alabama and Texas play each other, so that's why I put Alabama in there. I think they're going to make it this year. This 11 seed is the hardest one to pick for me. I had no idea. So I went ahead and put another Big Ten team in there. And it's going to sound crazy. I'm going Michigan. I'm going Michigan. I think they have a bounce back here. This all depends on Bryce Underwood. Like if he's a bust, if he does like terrible or whatever, like they're gonna be 6-6 or something, like terrible. But if he plays really good, get Michigan 10-2 right there. Why are they not in the playoff right there? Big tough Big Ten. They upset Ohio State. It's at home. They upset Ohio State in the Big House. You never know, man. They seem to have Ohio State's number as of lately, so they could sneak in with an Ohio State victory, maybe 9-3. And lastly, the 12 seed, I got South Carolina. Norris Taylor is just too good, man. If he performs to what these people are saying, they could honestly be higher in the playoff, but they have a really hard schedule. So that's why I'm kind of leery putting him any higher. They could miss the playoff, honestly, too. I wouldn't be surprised. But anyway, these are my playoff predictions right here. I'm not going to do any of the games because these are probably going to be way off, but you never know. I could be right. But anyways, one last note I had. AP poll drops August 11th on Monday around noon Eastern time. So I'll probably make like a little video about that. Not near as long as this one, but anyway, if you enjoyed this long video, please be sure to leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Get ready for college football.